There might not be 21st century learning space that you have. Hello, I'm Mike Kurt, Superintendent, Wichita Falls ISD. This is the Superintendent Spotlight, and we like to spotlight different programs, different services we offer here in the district. And today I have with me Brian Gibson. Brian Gibson is the General Manager of our Transportation Services, which is through Durham School Services. And so, Brian, glad to have you today.
Thanks for having me.
Good. So, tell me a little about your role here in WFISD.
Well, Durham School Services has been contracted from Wichita Falls since 2006 to run all school bus transportation in the morning, the afternoon, all the field trips that WFISD needs done.
Okay. And so our drivers have lots of responsibilities, obviously, to make sure students get home and safely, each day and to and from events. So tell me about procedures you have in place.
Well, we're lucky that this world is about technology, so we use a lot of the best technology that we have. We have handheld units that allow us to track our pre-trips that we do before the bus is moved in the morning, and we do a post-trip in the afternoon. It lets us document any kind of maintenance work that needs to be done on the bus. It also helps us document that we're doing child checks correctly, where we're making sure the bus is empty at the end of each route.
So that seems like a pretty simple thing, but that's really not,
No,
because you have 3-year-olds and 4-year-olds on some of these buses.
Right, they like to hide. So we actually use this technology that has buttons throughout the bus that we actually go and scan, so that it makes sure that our employees are in every inch of the bus before they get off.
Awesome. So last year we implemented a camera system on our buses. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's called DriveCam. It's through a company called Lytix Corporation. It's originally intended for semi-truck use, and it's been brought into the school bus world. We have a camera that looks out the front of the bus and it looks back into the students. And anytime it senses some kind of G-force change, then it starts recording. And it sends those recordings to me automatically, where I'm able to review them. We do a lot of training from them. We help the driver learn how to better handle situations that they didn't even know maybe they needed help with.
So when you say G-force change, so that means brakes were applied heavily.
Yeah, you come to maybe the light turned yellow and you slammed on the brakes. You took a turn too fast. Also, just general bumps on the road a lot of times will cause that. So sometimes it's not the driver doing anything wrong, it's just the conditions that they're in.
And so you use that for continuous training of your drivers?
Continual training. We pair that up with the WFISD hard cameras that we have on the bus to be able to see buses at all times when we need to.
Okay. So speaking of buses, how many bus routes do we have? How many buses do we operate on a given day? How many trips are we taking?
Well, we bus about 2,000 students in the morning, 2,000 in the afternoon. That's on 52 routes. We run about another 1,000 kids during the day, back and forth to great places like this, the Career Education Center, to other programs, gifted and talented programs. We have roughly around 100 buses, and a majority of those are used for field trips, where we drive about 750,000 miles a year, just driving field trips around the state of Texas.
I guess people just don't understand that WFISD through Durham operates a pretty huge transportation system, public transportation system.
Yes.
When we talk about, we're about to head into springtime, which all of a sudden you have all the spring activities. On a given, say, Friday night or a Tuesday, how many field trips or how many activities do we have?
On a good average day, from here until we get out of school, we'll have 10 field trips, but we can exceed 35 to 40 in a day that are around town and out of town that are running, full 40 to 60 kids on a bus at a time.
And so with these activity buses, we started wrapping them.
Yes.
Tell me about that. How's that? Feedback on that positive?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, we went from just a plain white bus to something that models what WFISD is representing now. So we've got great looking buses, and the plan is to continue to do that on all of our new buses as going forward.
Awesome. So I know you have a pretty extensive staff out there, as far as mechanics and drivers and monitors and route planners and all that kind of stuff. So tell me a little bit about your staff or something else you think people might not know about Durham School Services.
Well, obviously we've talked a little bit about safety, but truly that's what we do. I mean, everybody, while we may have a person that's called a router, her job first is still safety. Our maintenance techs is first still safety. We do full preventative maintenance on all our buses. They're brought in every 3 months, whether they move from their parking spot or not, and a complete 240-point inspection is completed for safety. So we really pride ourselves on the fact that safety is the #1 most important thing that we do on a daily basis.
Right.
And we think we deliver that pretty well.
And how many new buses do we order this year? We have several coming in.
We had 8 that we got just this last year, and we'll order between 4 and 8 again this year. Right now, our fleet is very, very new. Everything has air conditioners now. No more riding with the windows down, suffering, but everything's looking great.
Well, good. Awesome. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, thank you for the time. I appreciate you having us.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you being a good partner with us here at
Thanks.
WFISD.
We're excited to be here.
Yeah. So, thank you very much.